guys, if you ever do anything, any sort of videos, any sort of work, any sort of your own personal stuff, if you ever have any plans to make your own stuff happen, do your very best to make sure that you stay in a good routine. You have to absolutely stay on top of it. If you don't stay on top of it, what's going to happen is you'll just end up running out of time. You won't get things done the way you want to get these things done. Other stuff will happen. It'll stop you from getting finished, and things just, well, you'll, at least video-wise, you won't get to make things happen. So, announcement, got plenty of stuff done. Lots of things happened. Great and very happy about that. Not happy about my consistency with my videos. I'm not happy with that currently. I try to do my best, but sometimes it's just it's hard, guys. I don't know how else to say it. I'll get to working. I'll be doing some work out here, and I'll feel like watching some videos. I'll feel like doing some other stuff. So I'm doing the best I can. Hello. Vader, waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. And hello, Chief. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me hop in here real quick so I can talk back to you guys and respond and see all your comments and stuff like that. So I gotta put an end on this. Let's see if I'm at a good camera angle for this. Let's say that's a little better that way. You get to see my mess, but whatever. I don't care. Alright. So, put this on my knee. Let's get to work. So let me hop in real quick and say hello to everybody on Facebook and YouTube and everybody else and stuff. Unfortunately, not been very, I guess you could say, consistent. I've been busy, still getting some stuff done, lots of work, but man, it's just hard to get out of here. Alright. Hope you guys are having a good, what is it, Thursday now? I'm done losing track of my days and everything. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday. Hope everything's going well for you guys. Hope y'all are getting ready for Memorial Day weekend, I guess. It's enjoyable for me because it's my birthday weekend. If anybody hasn't heard about it already, there is a sale going on with the RF Supply. All my Coax, pretty much every Coax that I have, with the exception of a couple pieces of Coax, is on sale for 20% off. So if you buy anything, you can buy it off the website. Yeah, I got a bit of a bird water meter collection. If you wanted to see the bird, got some over there, got some up there, got some more up there, and then let's zoom. Hang on, let's zoom more over there. I don't have the rack set up on those. I was telling somebody on TikTok, you guys on YouTube and Facebook, about the bird collection. But you guys have got to see it quite a bit. But the guys on TikTok, I just now swapped the cameras. I think 2 videos ago, I swapped it over to the other side. So now the guys on TikTok are able to see Facebook and YouTube's view, and the guys on Facebook and YouTube are able to see TikTok's view. There is a piece of paper that I need to grab real quick. So I am currently in the process of looking for that. It looks like I'm going to have to grab another one because, I mean, it's just happens sometimes. I took this end apart, but I want to show you guys the paperwork. I like to show you guys the stuff if I can help it. Grab it real quick. So let me grab a piece of paper and I'll let you guys see what I'm going to do. We're going to be working on some 1/2-inch flex. We'll talk more about that here in just a moment. Let me grab one of these. Luckily I prepared and I have more in my hand, but I don't know what I'll do with it. There's a piece of paper real quick. Let you guys. So these things can be worked with tools. Let me show you. This is the connector we're putting on. So I can get fancy and I can have this done in a very short period of time if I used one of these tools right here to go on a drill. But the problem is that tool, I think one of them is $420 and the other is about either $320 or $280. So it's kind of hard to tell you guys to buy a $20 connector from me and then spend $280 to install it. It's a little ridiculous, I would say. So let's open up our paperwork. Let's see what we got going on. Hey, the company that once had a cross needle. Look, hang on. That is, sorry, I gotta stop what I'm doing. Diaz, I gotta show you something. Check this out. This booger is rare. Very hard to get a hold of. Talked about a cross needle bird right there. We're building some 1/2-inch flex today, is what we're gonna be doing. Hey, appreciate it, 111. Hello, Aaron. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, this is a double bird setup. So it's got 2 slugs in the back for forward and reflect, and it's got 2 meters for forward and reflect. Right there. That booger is hard to find. Don't ask me why I bought it. I'm supposed to buy stuff to resell it. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell that one. I just kind of found it kind of neat. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I can be a pack rat. All right, let's take a look. Okay, this calls for the same measurement, so we're going to do our measurement like we always do. But this is a female version of a DIN connector right here. So the way we do this is, one, we got to find the caliper that I didn't put away yesterday. Yeah, I was working actually on Wednesday. I don't even work on Wednesdays, and I was working on Wednesday. I'm not really going to talk to you guys as much about measurements, just simply because measurements change. Of course, I said these were the same as the others, but not everyone's the same. So, what up? Sometimes. Yeah. What's up? Hey, Mr. Kale. Whiskey Man waving a hand. Hope you're doing well. 111, I think. I hope you're doing well. Hello. All these people that said hello. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I'm building some stuff over here on YouTube. Hope you guys are doing well over there. Facebook's going out there, and let me close that out. Check out TikTok. Okay, cool. So let's get to work. So I made this cut, and what we'll do is we got our outside measurement. This one's just going to be cutting the jacket. So I got to cut all the way through the jacket on this. If I mess up, it's not the end of the world. But generally want to be on this particular cut. I'm kind of being a little bit more precise, just simply because I don't have as much margin for error with this one. I could screw up, but not very well. So this is a spiral helix design. So basically it's kind of like a corrugation that goes in a spiral. So you can just rotate the jacket and pull the booger off. I can do it by hand now. Keep rotating, and there she goes. Next we got to do the center conductor. There's of course some degree of tolerance, but we just need to see what we got to work with. We need to hit on just a little bit below the bottom side of this to be fine. All right. So I just posted up some stuff for sale. I've got some 218. I've got some 7/8 1/2-inch and everything else. My 7/8, my 1/2-inch flex, my inch and 5/8, my RG400 and my RG393 are all on sale this week. It's just a kind of a birthday bash kind of thing. It's my birthday on the 26th, so I'm going to go for about 2 weeks on the sale. and then we'll call it at that. I'll either go. I'm gonna go for 2 weeks until I sell it, or until I sell out, whichever one's first. So if I don't sell out, then after 2 weeks the sale will be over. It is already live on the website, so any coax that you order on the website will automatically apply the discount. If you order anything via invoice from me, it'll do the same thing. It'll automatically apply the discount. So the only coax that's not currently included is going to be the Nokia coax. I cannot confirm pricing on that, nor I can confirm availability. It's a very big if on that one. I ain't got time to work out what needs to be done to make that sale happen on that one. So I've got 2 other brands of hardline, so it's fair enough, at least. Maybe not the fairest, but I can do the best I can, guys. There's only so much I can do. So I'm looking for a wrench. I guess I'll put it up. Nope, they're right here. Put them in the snaky to bit me. East Java. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. From East Java, Silver. See you, man. You have a good evening. See you, Mr. Kale. Had it. Yeah, copy that. Thank you, Ham Radio. Appreciate you. Facebook, what you guys got to say? Waving a hand, 11:37. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, 26th is the birthday for sure. The wife posted up a flyer and talked about it. But the flyer is a birthday week, is what she said. It's cool with me, whatever. She just wanted to. I told her I was going to do a sale, and she said, "Why not make it a birthday sale?" I was like, "Okay, cool. Well, that's fair enough. It sounds good to me." So, what I have to do? Oh, I made a mistake. So, whenever I start this, I have to get this tool right here. And what I'm doing, oh, sorry, what is it, TikTok? Sorry, TikTok, let me turn you guys back over here. Facebook, can you guys see? You guys can see just fine. I was being rude to TikTok, sorry guys. So, if you look right here, this corrugation, this channel, basically if you look at it like a screw or a bolt, it was flattened out. So I have to get that spacer in to start basically my threads. It's like if you hammer the end of a bolt or something like that, and you can't get nothing to screw onto that bolt. That's exactly what's going on right here. So I have to open up that channel to start my connector. Ta-da! Now it's easy. So a pick is pretty necessary for this application. Alright, so now I'm going to make this a little bit different than what they call for. I like to do this with my other designs. This is a V1 design. There's a V2 design for this. I don't really care which one I use. The biggest key is just making sure that the connector is built properly. Can you guys on TikTok see? Yeah, you guys can see. Cool. You guys feel free to speak up if you can't see on the camera. It is not my intention to make it where you guys cannot see. The whole point of these videos are for you guys to learn and figure out how I do these ends. I sell them. You don't have to just pay me to put them on. I literally show you guys how to install them. So it's pretty open source, we'll say it that way. Now, I would appreciate if you bought your connectors from me, but I mean, you're still not required to buy connectors from me. You know, it would be nice because I mean, then you would be supporting me. Now, I don't think $20 is a bunch of money. But yeah, if you want some half-inch flex, if you want the parts, if you want me to build it all, whichever way you choose to do it, I can do either one. Just deburring the end of this. This can't be sharp anywhere. Need to check the length on this. It's pretty solid. Should line up just good. So I'm going to clean this up real quick right here. All right. I almost forgot. Heat shrink. It comes with a heat shrink. It's not really necessary. It's got 2 O-ring seals on it. Let's see if I was too aggressive with my flange or anything else. If this doesn't tighten down properly, then I'll know that we had problems. Tightening down fine so far. This is the terrible angle that you get in this position. I got no leverage in that spot too. I gotta go stay over here. Oh, I can cheat. Duh. Just move up on this end. So you'll find me moving around, especially if I'm struggling on something a lot. So the goal here is the scary part. You ready? So my goal is, if this is not connected properly, I'd be able to pull it off. And you want to go up. You don't want to rip it left and right. You can damage any coax stuff left and right. But yeah, it is good. So now let's grab our torch right here. Let's see what everybody else has to say on TikTok. See if anybody else is saying something. Let me show you. Yes, I actually do. I have some 6 1/8 inch EIAs in the other room, and for an 80,000 watt bird dummy load. So I can work with 6 1/8. I can work with 4 inch. I can work with 3 inch. I can work with pretty much whatever. Don't matter what it is. I actually had a guy that was wanting to know if I wanted a switch box for 6 1/8. If it has to do with RF, I'll probably do something with it. I guess I'm going to brag a little bit and show you guys some unobtainium real quick, just because I can. So this harness is going to be complete. You see how it's done right here. It has, let me wrap this end up real quick. It has a connector base split feed right there. It has a DIN connector right there. DIN connector right there, and then what we're going to do right here is simply connect this together, just like that. So that's how that's going to set up. I gotta get my hands in the right spot. This is hard to do when it's on a spool and to show you guys, so I apologize, but give me just a second. So let me line this up in a chair right here. And the chair right behind here is a lot easier to do. Yeah, there you go. That's a lot better. So if you guys got questions, feel free to ask. I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool here in just a second. As I get the stupid name of the thread. Alright, threads. Good. Alright, that was a pain. So now, I'm going to bunch up my bins a little bit, but I don't care. I'll show you guys. So now I just threaded it on. All I had to do was just get in the right position. Start it again by hand. And then we'll tighten up the pliers. Because this connection is not coming apart. Alright, that one's done. So that's put on there for a reason. That's for the customer. I'm going to throw this back in their box. And this one's all finished. I made a box, put it together, I was shipping it out. But I realized I had forgotten 2 connections. So I haven't listed any of this stuff up for sale, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. There's literally hundreds of items that I still haven't put on the website yet. I don't know if I'll get there. I do got somebody working on it. Let me change this mode real quick. Yeah, should cut on and off now. You don't have to hear that going so much. It's plenty cool enough in here. So we got a little bit of rack gear here. I'll pull this back forward so you guys can see some more. That's just a little mixer console, headphone console. So it's zoom out quick. You guys can see. Zoom out real quick over here. Bill Coax, put bells. Appreciate you, Luis. Waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. All right, so I've got a couple different pieces of unobtainium. Now, this is not as sought after as some of the other things, but now comes the cooler stuff. It needs to be cleaned up, so it's on and so be it. It's literally just needs to be wiped off and cleaned up. I'm not trying to brag about. I'm not trying to like win a beauty contest. I don't care. This stuff is hard to find. So we're getting a little bit rarer as we go. And we're getting a little taller actually. So now this is too short on the back side, so I have to put this on the bottom. So give me just a second and I'll restack so I can show you guys what's going on here. So I'll put these over here. Man, I got so much freaking stuff. I got all these bird line sections over here I gotta move somewhere. So you guys saw all that. I'm not gonna bring those back. I'll just leave them over there. There's a piece of unobtainium for some of you guys. We hadn't gotten to the cool part yet. Whatever. Now, unfortunately, I damaged the screen, or the screen's damaged on it. That right there. That's a piece of unobtainium. Pain in the butt to get. Hard piece of material to get a hold of. This one over here is a more modern version. A company that's not quite as respected as what that one is. But still, very, very cool nonetheless. Let's zoom out real quick. You guys on Facebook can't see it as well. Let me see about sliding you guys back just a little bit. For the Facebook guys and YouTube guys, let's zoom out just a smidge. Oh, that's as far as I can zoom out. But yeah, I got a bunch more. I guess I will pull you both off. I don't know if I want to do it or not. but I have, let's just say I have more. Let's just go with that. I'm not going to get too much into it, but as of right now, I have at least probably 30 to 35 pieces of rat gear. I will not be able to list it all right away, but yeah, those are some really cool goodies. So I'll show you more of it later as I get around to it. I've announced and teased and showed you guys some stuff, and then I've showed you guys some more stuff, and then I showed you guys, what was it, 20 something rotors. I've literally got HDR 300As, tail twisters, ham 4s, what the heck is the rest of it? Some Daiwas, some Wilsons, some ham 4s. I think I might have a couple of ham 3s. Hear a big crash in the background. That'll just be me crying because I dropped about a $1,600 piece of equipment. That's a bunch of the bird stuff over there. Let me get this camera back in the right spot over here for Facebook, guys. So I'm going to pull you guys out of the gimbal real quick on Facebook. TikTok, you guys can see, like I said, some of the other equipment right there. Yeah, Orbands are, man, they're hard to get a hold of, for sure. Especially on the when somebody's not using them. You don't find many guys that's wanting to copy that, Clark. Yeah, not yet. I've got it where I can still communicate, but I don't have. I got to do some more work, and the problem is I got so much work to do here. I've got to install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more ends on some 7/8. I've got another end coming in for that 1/2 inch flex right there. I do got to build some of this, but actually I don't have to build it near as bad now. I came across a bunch of XLRs and a bunch of other stuff. So I got some bunch of Nutrex over here. That's some, and Megami cable here. But I got some really, really cool stuff. I don't know if I should even show you guys because I can't. I'm not selling it because it's so hard for me to get. There's somebody in this page watching that knows what I'm talking about. I just seen a comment. So something that's like this is very much a, what do you call it? I guess this would be a super nerdy thing to talk about. I guess would be the equivalent of that for the RF world. But something that I'm like giddy over, not like super giddy or nothing, but like very happy that I found is this stuff right here. If you look inside of it, it's a shielded wire, but it has, let me just look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 pairs of cable, or 16 full audio cables, balanced lines. I can do it balanced or unbalanced, and an extra shield. This is very cool for running a remoted rack. So I can remote an entire rack of whatever I want to do and remote that to a whole assembly if I wanted to. So I have probably 300 foot of this, and I probably won't be selling it because it's, like I said, so hard to find. I guess I will sell some of it because I do have a spool of it, brand new on the spool. But I'm not selling the stuff I got pulled. The pull, I got probably 300 foot of it. But yeah, that's some more cool stuff that I came across. Yeah, copy you know, for sure. Yeah, it's very cool. So, I guess I can show you guys some more bird stuff that came in. I wish I would have taken the opportunity to talk about it. But this right here is a really cool piece of bird rack gear right here. This is good for your 30 UA stuff. I messed up and got a broken housing on this, but I got to deal with that later. But that's more 100 UA bird stuff right there. I'm gonna move it because I got a broke housing on it, so I'm not gonna let it get bumped. Then I got one more bird right here, another bird right here, and then another bird right here. So I've been busy collecting stuff, guys. I've got transformers and all kinds of other stuff. But yeah, this right here is a really cool thing. I'm probably going to throw it up on the bench. I don't know where. I'm most likely, my bench is going to change soon, guys. So I'm going to let you guys on Facebook and YouTube. When you go up to these, when you go up to this line section right here, that's when you go up to that. So let me show you when you use the bigger meters. Let's talk about it real quick. Anybody who doesn't know, there's a point where you need to change up. So you've got your bird 43 line sections right here. That's what they look like. They can look like all sorts of different types, shapes, forms, fashions, like this, or like that. Or they can even look like this. This is super special, but that's another piece I'll tell you guys about later. I got more of that setting up. Let's into that, I guess. But then, when you go up to the next side, you'll go up to a connector like this, right here. This does not directly mate up to it. But, if you look right here, this does. So then, I can take this right here and mate her up. So, I'm not trying to make it perfect right now, but that's how it sets up. Lines up with that. Now, obviously it has a bullet, but that's how it sets up. This is a dual line section right here. Over here is a single line section. This is another single line section right here. And this right here is a really rare triple line section. So it has 3 line sections in it right here. So I'm going to zoom out real quick for you guys on TikTok so you guys can see a little better. So this is a triple line section, which is extremely hard to get a hold of. For AM operation, it's very cool because you can check peak, you can check average, and you can check reflect. So that is 3 functions. You could also, if you just wanted to have a sample port, you could just use any of these ports whatsoever as a sample port. If you wanted to see like what it looks like on the oscilloscope or a spectrum analyzer, you can use that as a sample port. Then we have next larger setup right here. Would also use the same big meters up there for this right here. And then, this is not the biggest, I've still got more, but I've got a triple line section for that also. So that's a triple line section, 3 1/8 right there. So that is some of the bird world that I have right there. Not everybody knows about the bigger world in bird. Most guys know about the small world in bird. But I have the big, the small, and everywhere in between. So let me set this back over here. I just found an iron for my... Now you can see why I'm getting loaded up, guys. I've got to literally find a place for all this stuff. So I want to have it where I can show you guys but also I can't give up my entire bench just for inventory. But I kind of actually already am, to be honest. All the bird stuff I got over there. I'm hooking up some of it just to be able to run it through its paces. Everything on the bird, any bird equipment that I have, I test it before I sell it. I don't care what it is. It will be tested before it's sold. It will be confirmed to be operational, and it will operate within bird specifications or better. If it does not, I either won't sell it or I will discount it and mark it as the accuracy that it is. I've got a graveyard of slugs that I won't be selling because those slugs did not meet my tests. Now, if I go back and test them later and get everything figured out on them, that's fine. But if they're a problem, then I'm not going to sell them. If they don't pass my test, I don't sell it. So my bird collection you see over here, that's just some of it right here. So we can go down to this size. We can go up to this size right here. So I have, for TikTok, I can go down to this size right here, or I can go up to that size right there. So we have a full range available for you guys. And I say we because I do have a helper now that's helping me out with my RF supply. So we will get into that. You won't see them on camera hardly at all, really. They're just helping me in the background with shipping and some other stuff. But we will expand as necessary with this stuff. So another one of the connector-based split feet that I had done is right here. And it's going on these wires right here. We'll talk more about that later whenever I get to finishing up on that one. So from here, the next thing I need to do is look at my order list. Let's zoom in real quick just for a second. Thank you guys for liking the page. Thank you guys for liking the video. I appreciate it. Everybody that does. Hey, 178, waving a hand, man. Hope you're doing well. We're going to be showing some cool stuff for you, 178, here real soon. I've got to do something a little bit different on your project, so forgive me for the delay on that, but I'm trying to do something pretty neat on it, and I think it'll be worth it. So from here, I'll call you. I'll probably end up calling you about maybe one update when I get to it, but I'll see if you want to. We'll talk about it. But for now, I'm going to look at this ticket real quick and make sure I've got everything taken care of for the stuff that needs to go out the door. Also, I've got some plenty of coax. I had a bunch of 393, had a bunch of other stuff just go out the door. That's finished. That's got to be worked on. I need to announce that, but that's going to be a couple more days for me to get everything right. It's done. That's done. Wow, what the heck? Done, not done, done, not done, and done. Okay, guys, I am very close to being caught up. There is one order that's waiting on me right now, and that's going to be this one right here. We're going to be doing something pretty cool on this, but I'm going to release. Let me just show you. I'll announce it now, and whether or not they want one of them, we'll talk about it. But it's just I'll announce it anyway. And then I do got to send one other piece out tomorrow, I think. I don't normally do work tomorrow, but I probably will for that one job, just simply because it needs one end and it's got to be sent out. So I'll do that shortly. But let me show you guys. Here's what's coming next. We're going to be doing a triple bird meter setup. So there'll be a meter, and we'll wire all those up. Then we'll have peak on one, average on one, and then we'll have reflect on the other. And I mentioned before, if you did a larger meter housing of that, you could do it all in one line section if you want to. Now this particular customer, what they're going to be doing on their setup is they have a dual line section, and then they have a separate single line section. So this right here is measuring what's called input reflect. This is measuring, or either output on a driver stage. This is measuring reflect, and this is measuring output. Now, of course, if they do all three, they have options of doing other things. If they tie three in line, what they can do is, if they wanted to do it on output stage, they could do output, average, and In this case, they could add, say, peak. So peak, average, and output. You could do that. The only negative is it's really hard to tie these together. I may have a triple line section meter coming up very soon, but I haven't announced that one yet. That one will be a little while later, and we'll talk more about that. But I'm going to show you guys what can happen on this, what's going to happen for a test along the lines of this. And I believe this customer would like the idea of seeing it at least, maybe not purchasing it, but at least seeing how it works. And we'll show you guys. Ta-da! So now we have a project. So this is going to be a test that I'm going to do along the lines of this build right here. So I'm not going to do this exclusively. We're just going to go through this. We're going to test it for accuracy. We're going to test one unit versus the other. We're going to go through some of the different features that's available, and we'll talk about that. So that's something that's going to be really cool. It's a digital bird setup. It's been released for quite some time, but he asked me, we had a conversation, and I'm going to run through some tests on it. Let's just say it that way. I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouth. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. But it's going to have original bird meter movements all throughout right now. So I've got to put 2 other movements here, and I've got those set over here. I got to put them in. Where is that? Now, in the meantime, well, how many of you guys are hanging out? What are we doing? We got plenty of guys. 188, waving a hand. 178, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see, TikTok. We got plenty of you guys hanging out. Would you guys like to see? Let's just do it. Whatever. I don't hurt my feelings none. I have to. I'm kind of double working a little bit. I'd planned on doing something a little bit different, but at this point, I don't mind really. So, whenever you're doing these meters, I'm going to possibly be offering another meter in the future that's a little bit different than this, just simply because it's going to allow us a little bit of adjustability in design. What's going on here? That's fine right there. Boy, it's up there. So I'm going to do a little bit of robbing Peter to pay Paul right now. I've got about 10 movements that are not available to me at the moment that I'm doing something with, but I've got about, I don't know, 15 or 20 movements on hand that just require a little bit more work. So I'm going to show you guys, actually, let's show you guys how this works. I'm going to show you guys how this comes apart. This is a traditional bird meter right here. We'll rotate this right over here, just like this. LP meters are good. I have no problems with LP meters. Some of the sample rates on the LP meters make them a bit more of a pain in the butt to use for like your testing and your operational use. As far as whether or not they're bad or anything like that, I would not call them bad. They will be fairly accurate. Some guys that are operating will not be able to use them because of some of the power restrictions on them. Just because bird goes up to 10,000 average, and your LP meters have limits. They don't go up that high, so they will be lower than that. Pull this up. So some of your LP meters are going to be smaller in size. The biggest coupler he builds, I think, is a 10,000 watt peak coupler. So it does limit your ecosystem with bird versus. Let me just set this right here. I gotta find a tool. This is not the tool I'm looking for, but I'll use it anyway. Just a short little 1/4 inch drive. Just gonna leave this alone. Whatever. I'm gonna use a little different one just because I can. It's mine. I can do whatever I want. This is in pretty good shape, and I don't want to deal with it. So I'm gonna take apart another one. Give me just a second. I got another one just sitting right over here. I just gotta put 4 screws in. You guys can wait for 4 screws. I think we'll be doing all right. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate you guys. Interested in buying the one I sent you? Yeah, please send me another message. Let me send you something else real quick. Here's the thing. If you're sending me something on TikTok, don't send it to me here. See this right here? Facebook.com/DWinds RF Supply. It's right there. There's the little barcode for the scanner, but it's Facebook.com/DWinds RF Supply. So you can also go to dwinsrfsupply.com, and I think you should be able to find my Facebook from there. But if you guys want to send me a message on YouTube, if you look right there, it says facebook.com/DWinds RF Supply. That's where I would like to get most of my correspondence. I don't mind if guys call me and stuff, but just being quite honest, it's difficult to keep up with because I have really odd hours. And my odd hours make it really difficult to answer phone calls. I do call guys, but I don't think you guys want me calling you at, 10, 11 o'clock at night, stuff like that. Nor am I always available at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes I'm not. So, it's just hard to get that balance worked out for phone calls. So, feel free to message me on my Facebook. If you haven't already, then like I said, go to facebook.com/DWinds RF Supply, and that's how you can contact me. I'm doing my best to try to lose these screws, guys. So let me pull this one apart and show you guys how it goes. Anybody who wants a bird meter, just let me know. I sell them with and without peak kits, aftermarket and original. Also, I sell them as standalone movements. I sell them as separated in their own housings. I sell them in a bunch of different ways. So there are options, guys. There are plenty of options. So I'm going to pull this bird meter apart. So I think probably TikTok's going to get a little bit better of a view. So I'll let you guys see over here on TikTok. Facebook, guys, I'll let you guys get a view of this one. Just because I like to be fair and equitable. Technically, Facebook and YouTube should get a little bit more because it's Facebook and YouTube, not just Facebook. But I'll try to be fair to my camera angles. It's funny though, if you guys actually watched on YouTube and Facebook, you'd have 2 different on Facebook and TikTok, or YouTube and TikTok. You would have 2 different camera angles of what I'm doing. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, so we're going to pull this back right here. I'm just being a little picky, like I said. Now the only irritating thing about this, if you look, this is the foam that they put in on the original design for Bird. So if you look at this design right here, there's no account for how that's supposed to tie in line. So what I would suggest is when you put this on a bracket, make sure you put it on rubber bushings on whatever bracket you put it on, or if you put it on a dash, make sure you put it on something rubber or foam in some degree to absorb that impact. Ideally foam more than rubber, because foam is going to absorb and rubber is going to kind of transfer. So I've never had one stick on this good. Alright, so let me set this movement over here and let's grab some more so you guys see how that comes apart, just like that. And that's how she looks. So now, let me grab another one real quick. thank you guys for hanging out, checking this stuff out. One for me with 100A. $188. All right, cool. So now let's move on to the next one real quick. Let me grab another one. I've got a plethora of bird. I don't know how many that I've got at the moment, actually. I'd have to count, really. But I'd say probably over 100 bird. I've got the coaxial dynamic stuff. Maybe not over 100, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. I think I got 50 bird meters in stock at the moment. That is of all different sizes. It's not all just 43s. So I've got really rare bird stuff. I got really expensive bird stuff. I got relatively cheap bird stuff. I wouldn't call it cheap in general, but it's relatively cheap in comparison to what it could cost. You know, I need to get some more hardware now that I think about this. I ordered some bird stuff. I'm going to reorder some of this hardware just so I have all new screws for certain applications. I've got a bunch of screws already on the way, though. So let me put this back over here. So this is lined up with this one. So, like that. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, we just got a little standoff on this one. So that foam is a little bit harder to deal with than you'd think. And this is the next size up. This is 5/16, so it's going to be 11/32. So I'm going to look for my 9mm. Let's see if I got it over here. If I don't, I'll have to go grab it. So some of these birds are 5/16, the others are 11/32. So anybody wanted that little tidbit of information, you're welcome. There you go. A little bit more for you guys to learn. So bird meters are a type of watt meter. What they do is they actually read RF wattage. So it's the equivalent of like your kilowatt hour meter on your house, reading your power. They read RF power. RF power being the stuff that you see on AM, FM radio stations when you turn the radio on. Your 5G signal or 4G signal when you get it to your cell phone, that's also radio signals. Voice of America, not a lot of guys know about that, but Voice of America is another explanation of radio waves. Shortwave, again, not many people know about shortwave. Shortwave is also radio signals. Other guys would know more about, again, like your cell phone. Your Wi-Fi at your house is radio signals. It's just all different frequencies doing different things, but they're all part of RF power. So what I'm doing now is I'm just remoting some of these bird meters. This will be the application that they're in. That's pretty neat. This is an interesting aftermarket idea. So if you can't find the original foam, their solution was to use these little rubber pads. Now I think it's possible this comes with bird, because I've seen this on some bird stuff. I would say probably if I had yeah, this definitely comes with bird. I would assume that the other bird is going to be more probably apt to take damage than this, because this rubber does absorb, but I don't think it absorbs quite as much, in my opinion. So we're going to set this all inside of that assembly right there. something like that. Not trying to win no beauty contest. Alright. This is also why I was waiting for some parts. But this gives you an idea and shows you how the stuff goes together, and it shows you how the stuff comes apart. I've also did another tutorial on Bird before when I was working on another bird meter for another customer. So I don't think you guys should, the guys who've been here for a while shouldn't be too lost. The guys who are showing up just now, you guys are cool. Feel free to ask questions. It does not hurt my feelings at all. I appreciate questions. They are accepted. Don't feel like you're not. So now I'm going to do something kind of scary. I'm going to show you guys the inside of a bird meter movement. Let's do it. So the reason it's kind of scary is because if you're not careful, you don't watch what you're doing, you could damage this. So let me grab some flathead real quick. I've got some right over here. You know, I've got a whole set. Forget that. I was going to use this, just my little hobo precision screwdriver, and it's pretty cool. But let's get fancy. Not really because I need to, but just because I want to use it. This is a insulated set right here. It'll protect me from the non-voltage that's present right here. What do you guys think this is going to look like in here? So now, pull this assembly back, just like this. There's a little inner ring in here, and see how this is moving a little bit? And also kind of dirty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that ring back in this assembly, and we're going to do some cleanup on this site that we're going through. Alright. There's a little bit of metal that was going in right there, so I had to clean it up. So we're going to get some glass cleaner right here. I think I'll try some 409 to start with, but I will swap up the glass cleaner if that doesn't give me the results that I'm looking for. So we're just cleaning up the site real quick. Now, a lot of times, these bird meters have been around since the 40s, so they've been around quite some time. The glue or the adhesive that they'll have may not set up as much. So, it's just something that happens with these things, but it gives me an opportunity to do something like that, clean up a nice bird meter housing. So then from here, just going to set that against there. Cleaned up. 409 did the trick, I think. It did fine. So we're just going to clean up this housing right here. Not that I have to, but the bad thing is I'm going to clean up that one, and I'm going to want to clean up this other one over here. Alright, let me hop in here and say hello to you guys. Facebook land. Waving a hand, Sinbad. Hope you're doing well. It's Mr. 641, I think Northern Mississippi. Hello over here on YouTube. If you guys got questions, feel free to ask for sure. So you would have to tell me what the specific application for what you're asking me on is, and then I would kind of tell you whether or not it's something that's within the field of something that I do. Most of the stuff I do is for guys who already place orders, so I am kind of tied up with some of these projects. So it's not that I would try to be mean or anything, but I do have to get the paid orders done first. If I get to the point where I don't have any more paid orders, then we can consider doing additional projects in the future. But for now, we got to stay on point. I got to stay focused because I got customers that are waiting. Alright, get up there. Thank you very much. There we go. So we're going to use the back of this unit to push this forward. And we'll use this ring. Oh man. Look, I thought I was getting smart and I thought I was going to push it with the back of this, but even though this has been inside of a housing, it still made marks on my glass. So now I got to wipe my glass off again inside here. But it's alright, it's not the end of the world. Just how you I'm going to grab a new microfiber. Give me just a second. It's not like it's very far away. It's just a couple steps. Alright, starting fresh. New microfiber here. Laurel, Mississippi. Alright. Let's check out and see what else you guys got to say over on, I think, Facebook real quick. So what do you guys got to say on Facebook? This is a bird meter. Bird meter you can get for $350. A bird meter movement, just the movement itself, you can get for $160. A bird like custom housing like that will be basically movement times 3, and then any labor involved, really, and then the meter housing. Meter housing might be $60, and then whatever your sample line is. So we're pushing our little inner ring in right here. So I got to be careful with this, because if it slips off, I can damage our meter housing. I pushed all the way up, all the way around. It's sealed against the body, and I fingerprinted it. Yay! So I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with just reseating it. So what happens whenever you seat these things is there is plastic in here that can expand and contract over time. What I'm going to have to do is re-glue on the inside of this ring right here to lock this ring housing into place. I'm going to try one more time and see if I can do it by hand, and then I'll just have to clean it up afterward. But I have a feeling that the whole thing is completely seated right now and it's still moving. Okay, so I'm going to have to go in there with a little bit of glue and line that up, keep that from moving, and what that does is locks that screen into place right there. TikTok's making me do puzzles because of this stuff, but that's how it cleans up. It's pretty nice and clean, I'd say, overall. The backside of the movement, if you wanted to see, looks like this right here. And then the interior, I can't show you on this one because this one's still in operational movement, but I will show you on a broken movement real quick what it looks like on the inside. So I had, I don't know why I pulled it apart. I pulled it apart for some reason. Maybe because the glass was cracked, maybe because of something else, I don't know. But this is a cracked glass bird meter housing right here. I ended up changing the housing, but this is what the movement looks like. So that's just a magnet, so you can look at the assembly we've got our samples right here, and our other sample is going to be over here. You can see how it samples off. Sample here, and sample on this one is going to be on the center of this movement right here. And then from that point, that will drive this spring-loaded movement that direction. And the spring will push it back that direction, the spring will push it back. Like that, it'll go that way, the spring will push it back as soon as you let off the key. Of course, this spring is damaged, so it's not going to be springing it back. But that is what the inside of a bird meter looks like. If nobody has ever seen, you now know what it looks like. So these are your studs that go off the back right here. They have just one tiny little wire that's attaching them right here on this piece right here. Just an ever so tiny little wire. So you got to be careful if you ever take all the bolts out of the back of your bird meter housing. It can and very well easily could be damaged. So there you go. Now you have seen inside of a bird meter housing. I have some extra foam and some extra material if I want to rebuild another one. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put it right here and keep it back there in the back. Oh, I guess I could show you the inside of this one. So if I beat on this one, it's broken already. So it's made a little bit different because it has this right here. So that will stop abruptly at the bottom right there. Just like this for you guys on Facebook. But it has, if you go inside this ring is a spring retention clip. But it has a little bead of glue right on the inside, right in right there. Also, the housing had cracked on this one right here. So it was just more damage to the unit. Now, does that make this thing completely junk? No. Can you still use it for parts? I am a pack rat, so I will forever be a pack rat, so I am going to keep my parts. Now, will it come in handy for me? Absolutely, because I sell bird meters all the time. And if I have something that's got a crappy foam or something that's not in proper contact, I have what I need right here from a parts bird meter housing. So guys, that is Dauphin, Alabama, Crazy Greek. Hope you're doing well, man. And then again, like I said earlier, this is a new digital bird meter. This is the version 2, I believe, that he has, not the version 1. It has a lot of features and a lot of functions, and we'll go over those at some point, and I will confirm accuracy and test out and see how it works. If it does not have the proper accuracy, it also has data points that you can use to reaffirm accuracy. So I have very little doubt that it'll have a problem, but we will test it, and we will go put it through its paces and try it out with this bird meter setup right here. So give me a little bit to get some more parts. I'm going to use, since this has to be re-glued, I'm not going to put it back in this housing, even though it came out pretty darn clean, looks super nice. I'm just going to work on this later. Then I've got to put these two housings in. These things should be, I think, probably Monday or something. I should be working on these. But also, that same Monday, if I can get everything else done, I don't know if I can do it Monday, but I will be doing a video on these, hopefully before that goes out. I will talk to the customer and see if they're okay with that. If they're not okay with that, we will not do it. I'm going to offer a couple extra features for them just because they're being patient with me and we're doing some cool stuff. They did do some add-ons, so it messed up their timeline a little bit. But I'll talk to them about it, see what they think. But appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the live. I appreciate you guys liking it. If you guys like the content, feel free to follow me. So you can message this page, Sinbad, at any point in time, and you can buy any bird meter from me. They're $350 for the bird meter if you're just looking for 1 meter. Message this page. I can send you an invoice out, or you can directly purchase a bird meter off of my website right here, dwinsrfsupply.com. You just buy it off of there, and you will get the bird meter shipped to your door. So anybody who wants a bird meter, just order it directly off the website. If you want a bird meter with peak, you can order that off the website. If you want a bird meter with aftermarket peak with a 1x, 2x, 5x, you can also order that. If you want the big fancy bird meter, if you want the bigger line sections, all that stuff is available. You can even buy the super fancy digital bird off my bench up here. If you look up high, you can buy that digital bird if you really wanted to. I don't think you'll want to buy the lower digital bird because it's about $6,000. But the upper bird is not quite as bad, but it's still expensive. Alright, so I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will be back. I don't know when, probably Monday most likely. It's possible I'll come back live for just that one end for that customer on Friday. I've got some other ends that I got to get done before the next couple weeks are out, and then we'll get to work. So YouTube, have you said anything? I want to tell you guys bye, but nobody said anything. So if you guys like the video, if you guys appreciate what I'm doing, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube. If you don't like it, then thanks for watching anyway. Facebook, thank you guys as always. You guys have always been great. I do appreciate you, and especially the new guys on TikTok for checking this stuff out. Thank you guys. So I showed you guys inside of a bird meter, showed you guys what I'm planning on doing right here. I don't have enough material here. I've got at least 10 more of these movements that I've got to get a hold of. I think I've got them over here somewhere, or either they're on the way. I don't remember which. But I'm gonna put them in this housing, and we'll get to work on them. If you guys got questions, ask me anytime. Message me on the page, buy it on the website. Coax is on sale, 20% off on everything for my birthday. Anybody wants to buy 7/8, inch and 5/8, RG 400, RG 393, any of that stuff, it's all on sale. Appreciate it, guys. Catch you guys later. See you later on TikTok first, and then I'll tell you guys over here on Facebook that I'll see you guys later too. You guys have a good one. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you, Whiskey Man. You have a good one. All right. See y'all guys later.